live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, come to you live from the National News Studio. Welcome to the news. My name is Clifford Richards.
I'm Sudhimi Jaratna. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
Islamic devotees worldwide celebrate Hajj festival. The National Person Week begins. A request not to perform religious observances in a manner of harming the environment. Sri Lanka's foreign remittance further escalate. Plans to enhance local Indian investments. A special program to attract tourists in off-season as well. Operations to identify and arrest suspects connected to narcotic rings. All uncultivated lands to be cultivated. Highest single arc railway bridge links Kashmir with rest of Indian territory.
Let's take a look at those stories and more in detail. The Eid al-Adha Hajj festival falls today.
Well, Islamic devotees world over celebrate this festival in a grand manner, marking the virtue of human sacrifice. The Eid al-Adha festival, Hajj festival, falls today, and also one of the basic tenets of the teaching of Islam is the final responsibility of the holy Hajj pilgrimage. Contributory quality of family members of Ibrahim Nabi is revered through the religious practice of the Hajj festival. According to the lifestyle displayed by Holy Muhammad Nabi, all Islam devotees who are mentally and physically healthy must carry out the Hajj pilgrimage. This precept depicts unity of all Muslims throughout the world, fraternity and righteous qualities throughout the world. It is mandatory for the Muslims who are unable to visit Mecca on a holy Hajj pilgrimage to perform Eid al-Adha Hajj celebrations. Religious programs were conducted today at mosques throughout the island in connection with the Hajj festival. Special prayer sessions organized by the Sri Lanka Memon Society was held at the Golface Green in Colombo. President Anukumar Dissanayake, delivering a message of greetings on the account of the Hajj festival, says that the Hajj celebrations will become an invaluable blessing in the efforts of the present government to build a developed and civilized country instead of a society which tends to look at each other in a sense of hatred and suspicion. The essence of the Hajj lies in bridging divisions and fostering universal brotherhood. As Sri Lanka strives to overcome national challenges and realize a vision of a developed civilized nation, the country requires transformative social, economic and political progress. The demands and the collective endeavor, goodwill and inclusive participation. Hajj provides a significant platform for such unity and purpose. This sacred observance, uniting Muslim devotees through common faith, blesses the national endeavor to build an enlightened Sri Lanka, one founded upon brotherhood and goodwill rather than division. Prime Minister Dr. Harni Amarasuriya in a message says that on this day, their fellow Muslim brothers and sisters in Sri Lanka and the world over celebrate the Hajj festival with deep devotion. Engaging in this sacred pilgrimage is a spirit of unity and brotherhood while embracing the values of coexistence and rising above self-interest. This year's Hajj holds a particular significance as it is being celebrated under a government aligned with the same vision and guiding policies. The aim of the government is to ensure fair distribution of resources for all and to build an altruistic society within the country. Opposition leader Sajid Premadas has also issued a message of extending best wishes on the Hajj festival. He points out that in order to make the Hajj pilgrimage meaningful, they should lead a life according to the vision expounded by the Holy Prophet. The opposition leader's message further says that in a society which functions through such a vision, there would be no responsibility and possibility to incline towards violence.
The National Person Week begins today. The National Person Committee says all agreements have been made to facilitate the incoming devotees to Anuradhapura during the Person season. The committee requests the general public to engage in religious observances without causing any harm to the environment. The historic Panpehara has paraded the street for the 46th occasion yesterday for commencing the Person Week. It has started from the Isunruni Vihara and concluded in front of the Sri Mahabodhi. The event was conducted under the patronage of Atamasthana Venerable Dr. Pallega Mahima. The pure water obtained from the major reservoirs from Anuradhapura, including the Tissavawa, was carried in procession to Isramuni Viharya and thereafter proceeded to the Sri Mahabodhi, where the pure water was filled into a special replica. Later on, an all-night Pirit chanting is conducted at the location until dawn of tomorrow. Chairman of the National Pusum Committee and District Secretary Anuradhapura, Ranjit Vimal Surya, says a crowd of around 2 million devotees are expected in Anuradhapura to take part in the National Pusum Festival. A special transport facility have also been provided for the benefit of the devotees arriving in Anuradhapura during the Pusum week. A special train service will be in operation from 9th of this month. The national television will bring a live telecast on the Pusum Day religious observance from the historic Thantirimale Rajamahaviharya. Many religious programs have been organized from morning to evening on the 10th of this month. The national television will also bring a live commentary on a religious ceremony to be conducted in front of the sacred Jai Sri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura by the Mahakaruna Buddhist Association of Singapore.
The Presidential Secretariat has taken note of the reports claiming that an individual named W.H. Atula Tilakaratna, who had been serving a sentence at the Anuradhapura prison, was released under the presidential pardon granted on the occasion of the Vesak 2025. Well, as per Article 34(1) of the Constitution, the head of state is vested with the authority to grant a pardon to convicted prisoners. Under this constitutional provision, the names of eligible inmates are selected by prison authorities and submitted to the Ministry of Justice. After review by the Ministry, the final list is forwarded to the Presidential Secretariat for approval by the President. However, in relation to the above incident, the official list of 388 inmates recommended for pardon submitted by the Commissioner General of Prisons to the Presidential Secretariat, and it does not include the name of the individual in question who had been convicted in connection with the financial fraud case at the Anuradhapura prison. In response to this, the Presidential Secretariat had officially submitted a complaint to the CID yesterday under the title Release of a Prisoner Without Presidential Approval under the Presidential Pardon, requesting a special investigation into the matter. A formal inquiry will be conducted and appropriate disciplinary action will be taken against the responsible officials found to have been involved in this unauthorized release.
Director General of the Commission to investigate allegation of bribery or corruption, Ranga Disanaika, says a change in the attitudes of people is necessary to prevent the incidents of fraud and bribery. He was addressing a seminar in Colombo today. Director General of the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, Ranga Disanaika, said that it was unthinkable for him to visualize the extent of fraud and bribery prevailing in the country during a short period. He assumed duties in the institute. The state of corruption in the country is at a higher level. In some instances, bribery is not considered as an offense but a normal occurrence. The Director General has recalled of raid conducted in the Motor Traffic Department recently. They have found out how money was hoarded in every Friday to be distributed among the culprits. He added that he is not saying that there are no good officers in the office. Nobody is brave enough to relieve these offences as they know that the complainant would be victimized. This feeling should be eradicated in order to create a bribe-free society.
Sri Lanka's foreign remittances are reported to be continuously increasing. Foreign worker remittances in May 2025 amounted to $641.7 million, according to data released by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. According to the latest figures released by the bank, a growth of $97.3 million have been recorded in comparison to the figure reported in the month of May in the preceding year, which amounted to $544.4 million. Total remittances for the first 5 months period reached $3,102.2 million, up from $2,624 million during the same period last year, reflecting an 18.2% increase year on year. Well, a discussion aimed at identifying strategies to attract tourists during the off-season was held yesterday at the Presidential Secretariat, chaired by President Andrukumar Dissanayake, with the participation of key stakeholders in the tourism industry. Well, the conversation focused on providing and promoting Sri Lanka as a year-round travel destination, particularly during the off-season, enhancing the country's tourism brand through digital marketing, strengthening human capital in the sector through skill development and training, as well as attracting more foreign investment into the tourism sector. Attention was also drawn to the current challenges facing the tourism industry. Stakeholders were briefed on the initiatives already undertaken by the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau to address these issues and advance the sector. President Andrukumar Dissanayake revealed intentions to establish a dedicated unit at the Presidential Secretariat to coordinate all institutions related to tourism in a cohesive manner. The government's Clean Sri Lanka program also received positive feedback from the industry stakeholders and its potential integration into tourism promotion efforts as discussed in depth.
India and Sri Lanka stakeholders jointly organized an event titled Credit and Capital Building Trust Through Ratings and Regulatorations yesterday in Colombo. The event served a catalyst for further advancing collaborative efforts across financial and investment-related domains. The primary focus of the event was on India's International Financial Service Centre at Gift City, which offers access to global capital at competitive cost, attractive tax incentives, and a regulatory framework aligned with global best practice.
We are delighted to which is why beginning of the event with his opening
and your role in doing. The financial markets that we are looking and that we are discussing today has a great role for the word integrity in it. This is why the endeavors such as the ratings that we discussed and the agency presented a very good picture in terms of your capabilities and capacities that you have ventured outside. I suppose naturally it is the next thing to do for a giant like India. They've established themselves very well, growing globally in terms of advocating and establishing presence in terms of validating financials. It is an ecosystem. As a government, as businesses, it is very important. Instead of we telling what we do, an independent party coming and verifying it as to whether what we have told is the correct in terms of numbers, in terms of conduct. So it is very important for rating agencies to work very closely with the business enterprises, assigning ranks and credentials based on the past performance as well as the projections for the future. Same applies to a country as well like Sri Lanka. It is no secret that we have gone through a tough time right throughout. We were assisted by India during those hard times. Personal intervention from the ambassador that we know to support us in that journey. That is the past. We have come to a particular point in time. Sri Lanka is recovering. The fact is established. The political stability that we offer, the economic stability compared to the level that we were, provides a great potential for investors to look at Sri Lanka. Our entities offer wonderful multiples, the great potential for those entities to go to the next level. I suppose that's where the collaboration, the achievements of NSC that you shared, it offers the opportunity, both Sri Lankan entities as well as Indian corporates, to work together to understand the strengths of each other and to see how we can collaborate and get listings on each other's exchanges.
As Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi once said, India is not merely a market, it is a partner in your progress, and your is Sri Lanka here, just to clarify. Today, Gift City embodies that vision, a space not just for transactions, but for transformative cooperation. I'm especially delighted that we are holding this important event at a moment of renewed energy and collaboration between our two countries. It brings me great joy that this gathering, which aims to bring our capital market exchanges closer together, comes on the positive momentum of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's successful visit to Sri Lanka in April this year. What better time than now to build on that and take concrete steps towards integrating our capital markets and creating a seamless financial bridge between our countries.
The World Food Safety Day falls today. The theme is scientific action. It was in the year 2018 that the World Health Organization brought a proposal on food security. The day is being celebrated since the 7th of June 2019. More than 200 diseases have been identified due to unprotected food. The WHO has found out that in a day nearly 1,600 people in the world become sick due to unsafe food consumption. The food security does not mean mere nutrition. It embodies the meaning that every person in every instance should be able to consume protected food with appropriate nutritional value. Food security could not be achieved only through increased cultivation or proliferation of food stock. In present day's context, the entire world is facing a challenge of food security. This year's theme recalls the fact that how much we should take care of the scientific aspect in food consumption.
Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne says that the aim of the government is to make use of all lands not cultivated to be diverted for farming under the Eka Mitata Govi Bimata national program. He made these remarks to the media after attending the annual sessions of the Agricultural Advisory Association of the Central Government in Kandy yesterday. Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne says that the recultivation of large-scale lands, which the farmers had failed to cultivate on personal level, has resumed. He has further recalled how the previous administration has decided to hand over 28,800 acres of land in the NLDB farms to foreign companies. The present government has been successful in preventing the implementation of this program, he says. Well, it's time for a break, and we'll be back with more local stories after this short break.
Kottumi, Fantamai. Lassana panloke, Kottumi saravihide, Hikkaka sita banda. File and fashion nape, Hikkaka badde patte, hot and spicy guess mate, rase. Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back after the break, and we are continuing with more local stories. The Praja Suwa Dakma 2025 Health Education Exhibition and Walk was conducted at the Independence Square premises in Colombo this morning. These events have been organized with the objective of enlightening the general public that's on the community health based upon the health and well-being of the people. Well, the walk commenced from the Independence Square premises and ended at the Vihar Mahadevi Park. Physicians, consultant doctors and medical officials were among the large group which took part in the event. The exhibition was comprised of educational stalls, well-being workshops, children's art displays and food stalls on healthy lifestyles. It was also comprised of health tests conducted free of charge. In addition to these specialities, educational and cultural concerts will be conducted at the Vihar Mahadevi Outdoor Stadium until 10 p.m. tonight. The educational exhibition and walk had been jointly organized by the Association of Sri Lanka Community Medical Specialists and the Ministry of Health and Mass Media. These events were conducted under the leadership and presence of the Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa. Well, the Minister says that these are restrictions imposed on overcoming health targets despite the fact of enhancing human resource within the hospital premises, and the Health Ministry is dedicated towards preventing and curing of diseases. The fulfilling of the health-related objectives could not be carried out within a day or two. There will have to be many challenges to be faced in the future as well. Well, Deputy Minister of Transport, that's Prasanna Gunasena, says that more than 300 new buses will be imported by next year. That's for the passenger transport. He has made these remarks during a visit to the Fort Railway Station this morning. Deputy Minister of Transport Prasanna Gunasena says that he anticipates to add to the fleet a maximum number of buses by the beginning of next year. 3,000 million rupees has been allocated through the budget to import buses. Super luxury buses will be brought to the SLTB. The daily transport will have to be conducted according to a schedule, and the success of the program depends on the trains reaching their destinations on time.
Commemorations and numerous programs are being continuously conducted across the island in connection with the World Environment Day. The Western Provincial Council has organized World Environmental Day main ceremony at the Waste Management Centre in Kinediana yesterday, under the patronage of Western Province Governor Hanis Yusof. Sapling of Kumbuk, Mi and Magulkaranda were planted in the Karadiana Environmental Sensitive Zone, and distributions of wood fruit plants also been taken place. A tree plant program was also held under the Clean Sri Lanka program to commemorate the World Environment Day at the premises of Kottavala Defence University. Minister Power Energy Kumara Jayakodi has presided over the event. Preschool children of Wide Wing School in Katugastota were also engaged in a special program at the Kandy City Centre premises recently. A unique feature on this occasion was a presentation by the preschool kids on the harmful repercussion of polythene and plastic usage and the need to preserve the environment.
Still on more local news stories, we have some more news items in brief. A special operation is being implemented by the police division level to identify and to arrest suspects connected to narcotic networks under the island-wide crimes and drugs prevention program. On the instructions of the acting IGP, the police say that accordingly 488 suspects were nabbed island-wide. Restrictions and reconstruction of the Valikanda D6 road, which comes under the Mahavali B zone, got underway under the program of 1,000 Tasks for the 1,000 Farm Organizations program yesterday. Deputy Minister T.B. Sarath, who presided over the event, focused special attention on the development of roads. Chief incumbent of the Ratnapura Marapana Vijayanandararame and Pathakada Sri Sudarshanarame, the most venerable Muravatte in the Jyotinaka Thera, who is considered as the oldest Buddhist monk in the country, passed away. The Thera was 111 years at his demise. A cow which fell into a well at the Valikada prison was rescued today. Life-saving officials of the fire service, who came into the premises after receiving a telephone call this morning, took strenuous measures to save the life of this animal. Well, that's news at home. We take a short break and we'll be back with international stories shortly.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated the world's highest single-arc railway bridge in Indian-administered Kashmir. The bridge will connect the valley region of Kashmir with the rest of the country by train for the very first time. It is part of a 272 kilometers all-weather railway line that will pass through Jammu, ultimately going all the way to the Kashmir Valley. This marks Prime Minister Modi's first visit to the contested region since last month's military clashes between India and Pakistan. Royal College Colombo and Sahira College Maradana have secured victories in Inter-School League Rugby features conducted in Colombo yesterday.
Well, the two teams have been beaten their rivals, Thurston College Colombo and also Dharmaraja College Kandy, respectively. Well, this is the Royal Thurston encounter which took place at the Royal College grounds. The Royalists were having an exceptional lead of 36-7 at halftime this semi, and the team enlarged the victory margin to 74-15 at the end of play. So this is Zaira College beating Dharmaraja 56-19 in the Zaira College grounds. At halftime, the Zahirians were leading 15-12. And in this encounter, DS College Colombo beat St. Anthony's College Kadugasuta in another match played at Nithaville Grounds in Kandy. At halftime, DS team was leading 12-7, and the final score was in favour of the Colombo School, 27-19. A lot of rugby action there. On that note, we end the news. And good night. Enjoy the rest of the programs.
Good night.